If men had to experience all of this, I promise you, they wouldn't be doing it for free, and they wouldn't just be doing it for any guy that they had, soft feelings for.
Let's talk about this. If men could bet children, do you think they're just going to be getting pregnant anyhow? Like, I'm pregnant, baby number two, I'm pregnant with another baby, daddy number, whatever, or baby mama number, whatever. Do you think they're going to be getting pregnant back to back like that? Or do you think they're going to be strict with the pregnancy, or who they, get pregnant for? Let me know your thought down in the comment section while I share you this interesting video. I'll see you at the end of the video.
Truly believe that if men could have children, they would have a list of requirements for the woman they would have children for.
Yeah.
It would almost be transactional.
Yeah.
I also think that one of the reasons why so many men are so absent, even when they're present, like they don't know their children's middle names, birth dates, what school they go to, what grade they're in, the name of their teacher, what their food allergies are, is because they didn't really have to make an investment in that woman being pregnant, almost dying, and giving birth to their progeny. Imagine if we lived in a world where a woman, the creator of life, and you might die giving birth, and if your relationship ends, you're probably going to be the primary caretaker of that child. Imagine if before a woman got pregnant, she said, these are my requirements, these are my stipulations, here's what I would like before my pregnancy, during my pregnancy, and post-pregnancy. Imagine if the woman said, if I'm going to have your child during my second or third trimester, I will no longer be working. It makes me so sad to see pregnant women standing on their feet all day working. I understand some of you want to do that, but babe, you're growing a human being. You're taking a non-physical entity from some other place in this universe and growing it in your body, and then you're going to push it out, experiencing excruciating pain, and your body might never be the same. You might have to have your coochie sewn up. Your breasts are going to be engorged with milk. Your feet, the size might change. You might lose your hair. Some women lose their teeth. If men had to experience all of this, I promise you, they wouldn't be doing it for free, and they wouldn't just be doing it for any guy that they had, soft feelings for. I want to live in a world where women tell men, if you want me to have your child, change my body forever, and then give it your name like you grew it, here's what I'm going to need from you. Make your list, babe. It's not too ridiculous. Your body is the reason that the world is running. All these governments are freaking out now because birth rates are declining because you have changed your mind. If you happen to go back to saying you want a child, make a list, babe. If men want children, they need to be able to give you the things on your list. We should say goodbye to the days where, I got pregnant, so now I have a kid. Like, do you understand how valuable your body is? Do you understand that the way that your mind works and how expansive it is, all the things that you're able to do in your household and in your community and at work, a lot of men can't do because their brains haven't even evolved to that level because they are not responsible for caring for children. Do you understand that you are a supreme human being? And that if you just willy-nilly give birth for this man or that man, and then you give your child that man's name when you've done all the work, and you got to wake up and feed, and he sleep all snugly and tight, and your breasts are leaking, and then and then some of y'all have to go back to work after 8 or 12 weeks, and then you have to send your precious baby to a daycare with people that you're not even related to, and terrible lighting, and other kids who are sick. Babe, you deserve more. You deserve better. If you are going to have children, make a list of demands. He should make it so. And if he cannot, he don't get kids. I truly believe that if men could have children, they would have a list of requirements for the woman they would have children for. It would almost be transactional.
This is true, but I'm more interested in the reverse. So several years ago, I was lurking on Reddit and I saw a post that blew my mind. It blew a lot of people's minds. The original post was deleted, but it was cross-posted through various Reddit sites, including No Update, Am I the Asshole, and of course, Men's Rights. We're going to read this together because I don't want you to miss a single drop of this tea. I am a 34-year-old male and my wife is a 29-year-old female. She has asked me to pay her almost $50,000 to have our child, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I have known/been dating my wife for 6 years, and we have been spiritually married for 2 years. We are not legally married, although at this point we are essentially common law. We are both high earners, both earning over $175,000 a year after tax. We purchased our home together, and we have agreed to split the finances 50-50. We paid for our wedding, honeymoon, everything 50-50, although I did pay for the cost of our rings and her engagement ring. Our mortgage payments were 50-50, and we comfortably own our home now, so much of our income goes to our savings, investments, home improvements, and discretionary spending. Because of our incomes, we felt it would be best to keep our finances separate. We're both highly independent people and both very career driven. It's part of the reason I'm attracted to her. She's amazing at what she does, and I'm so proud to be able to introduce her as my wife and explain what she does. Unfortunately, our first 2 years of marriage were hampered by COVID and lockdowns. We would have loved to have traveled and saved up quite a bit in order to do this. A couple of months ago, we had a talk and decided it might be a good time to have kids instead of continuously waiting for better or safer travel conditions. Without too serious discussion about it, we decided to stop using birth control and let things happen as they will. Yesterday, I came home and my wife was on the phone. She seemed like she was in a hurry to end her conversation and tried to evade my question when I asked who she was talking to. It was her sister. They don't talk a lot, so that was a bit weird. She still works from home, so she continued to do some work, and then we had dinner and watched the news. Regular pleasant evening. Then she says she wants to have a serious talk and asks me to make us some tea and meet her upstairs at her work desk. I make the tea, bring it up, and she starts talking financials. Her workplace allows for maternity leave for up to a year, but only provides 50% of her salary for up to 6 months. The remaining 6 months is unpaid. She was very direct and said that her insurance would cover the vast majority of hospital-related costs during pregnancy and childbirth. Taking a 6-month break from her work would cost her almost $50,000. Since her pay would be cut in half. She has asked me to compensate her for that $50,000 in addition to agreeing to split any related but unexpected costs to pregnancy and childbirth. Her stance is that she is doing something for us to start a family, but it is not a true 50-50 split if she is expected to take a financial hit for it and I am not, given that our finances are separate. She had a printed list of expectations in terms of what she expected financially, listed some things that her insurance may not cover. I see the logic in that, but I'm really turned off by this because she is essentially asking me to pay for her to have our child or children. She saw my hesitation and just doubled down. Why her ideal is to return to work after 6 months. She says it's a real possibility that she may require more time off and decide as things happen to take up to a year off. So she had another plan drafted for that. For the first 6 months, her work will give her 50% of her salary and I would compensate her for the rest. But for the next 6 months, since her work would not compensate her, and because it is something that she is doing for the family, she is, quote, comfortable splitting the loss of her income and only asking me for 50% of her salary instead of 100% for the second 6-month period, and she will take the loss of 50% of her salary. The idea, I guess, is for both of us to, quote, suffer after the loss of income for the second 6-month period. However, if she takes 7 to 11 months off, any months after the 6 can be prorated. She expects that she anticipates and hopes to return to work in 6 months, but that she wants a contingency plan in the event that she requires a year off. She said that taking more than a year off is something that she is very unlikely to do, as it would be putting her job at risk, but that she's open to exploring a necessary third plan with me. Now let's summarize the rest. She essentially wants this man to pay $50,000 to $100,000 to compensate for her loss of salary for the 6 to 12 month period. He says this is a shock and that, quote, the idea of a payment plan to have a child is just gross. Also, in our situation, it makes logical sense, but there's something so transactional about it that it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. This man had absolutely no problem asking this woman to split bills with him, 50-50 right down the middle for everything, including but not limited to their marriage, their honeymoon, their house, and all home expenses. And she was very happy to do so. And prior to having a child, it honestly seems incredibly fair. They make relatively the same amount of money, they share this life together, and there are no other obligations or burdens placed upon any of them. And in all honesty, anyone who's been pregnant understands that when a man is expecting a child and when a woman is expecting a child, those are completely different worlds. As I always say, all a man has to do to become a biological parent is ejaculate and wait. If a woman wants a baby, she doesn't just conceive it. She must grow it in her body, feed it from her body, birth it onto this plane through her body, and then feed that child, nourish that child with her body. She's only asking this man to compensate for her lost wages at work. She's not asking him to compensate for the emotional and physical labor of actually carrying his child. And isn't it just so convenient in that in the one area that he cannot possibly contribute, in the one sector where he cannot do the labor that she is doing, it leaves a bad taste in his mouth, and it feels gross that he would have to split things with her 50-50 and compensate her for lost wages. The reality is, this is what a lot of women, especially very ambitious, career-driven women, hear when men say things like, why don't you want to be a wife? Why don't you want to be a mother? It's natural. While it might be natural to want those things, there's absolutely nothing natural about a man minimizing and undermining the work of pregnancy and labor to give him a child. Why would anyone want to perform a duty where not only is the task minimized and their feelings about it completely disregarded, but on top of that, they're not being financially compensated in an economy that runs on capitalism and runs on money? He loved that his wife was independent and ambitious and money-minded until it started affecting him personally. She's already sacrificing in the fact that she's using her body to give them this child. She's already sacrificing in that she's taking time off work that she loves in order to take maternity leave and birth said child. He isn't sacrificing anything, physically or financially, but he feels like he's being exploited. And if you go to where this was reposted on the men's rights subreddit, other men feel like he is being exploited as well. And this is why gold diggers will always exist.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these men don't see women as human beings, but vessels, tools to give them sex and the side effects of that, children. And men like this are some of the grossest, slimiest types of misogynists. The type who claim they want things fair and equal and balanced until they are on the losing end of that equality. Now, the wife in question wasn't pregnant by the end of this post. At least he didn't believe that she was. These are just contracts and contingency plans that she wanted signed and put in place prior to getting pregnant, which I think was very smart. I also think that his response was very revealing, because if she had waited until she was pregnant, especially pregnant past an abortionable time frame, to put out these stipulations and these desires and demands, she may have seen a very different, much more belligerent, much more violent side of this man. As of that moment, she was not trapped, and I sincerely hope that she saw his hesitancy and his disgust at having to compensate her and moved accordingly. But absolutely, if men could actually give life in real life and not just in the fiction they write in religion, if they were actual creators, this is something that they would want to be compensated for and something that they would throw in our face every single moment of every single day. And they for damn sure wouldn't be letting bum women impregnate them or dictate what they could do with their wombs. Anyway, this Thanksgiving, I'm grateful to the men who truly value women and actually deserve to be fathers, and to the women with good pussy management who have let the bloodlines of countless bums perish as they should. You're the real heroes.
The best person to learn being selfish, if you want to be a selfish person, the best people to learn from are the men. These men are very, very selfish. They always think about themselves. And if they are doing anything that is very major in your life, you yourself, you will know that a man is doing something. You will make sure that it frustrates your life because he's doing that one thing for you. They think about themselves alone. If these men are the ones that could bear children, I don't even think you and I will be here. Because I don't like, this world will not be so populated. like that, because they're going to be very selective. They're going to be very intentional on while they'll do it, who they'll do it with, how they'll do it. In fact, there'll be a lot of procedures, easier way to give birth, no pain. In fact, in the medical world, the way they'll make it so easy for them, in as much as they'll make it so easy for them, they will still not do it the way women are doing it now. The way women are doing it now, they will still not do it. In as much as giving birth is very dangerous, you're going to change. Your lifestyle is going to change when you're pregnant. Everything about you, your body is going to change when you're pregnant, after pregnancy, when you're a mom, and all of that. In as much as it's so difficult to give birth these days, women are still doing it. In fact, they are not even still finding easier way for us. Women are still doing it. Women are still getting pregnant. Some people are just getting pregnant for men. They're just getting pregnant for I have to and all of that. So I believe that if it was men that could give birth, if they were the one that could give birth, it's not going to be like this. They only do things that benefit them. Look at this man that initially wanted to do 50-50 with his wife. She agreed because he knew that doing 50-50 with his wife would benefit him, right? Now they want to have a child, and she has already told him these are the things you need to do before I can get pregnant for you. And now I see a problem with it because he's seeing now that I'm going to put in so much money, and what are you actually doing? You are doing what your God gifts or whatever, your God given gifts. You are doing what your purpose in life, what you're supposed to do. So why should I pay for something that you're supposed to do? Is a normal thing for you to do as a woman. They see it as you're not doing anything important. So why should I give you money? It's like it's like I'm paying for her to have our children. It's like I'm paying for it. Is there any money you can even pay for someone to have a child for you? In as much as there are women that do surrogate and all of that, it is not easy. A lot of things happen when you're pregnant. That's in fact some of the time you cannot explain. A lot of women come online to talk about. In fact, some people get blind, deaf, they lose their legs, everything, teeth, hair. They cannot get their nose shaped back anymore just because they're pregnant. And these things you will not even know. You think money can buy that? You will not even know you're going to have all those complications until you're already in it. You will not even know what is going to happen. Some women, when they are giving birth through their VJJ, they have tear from the front to the back, full tear from the front to the back. Some they lose their lives, and I think money can buy that. So I believe that if men are the ones that are doing all of this, it's not going to be like this. And I just wish women can actually start putting in things right. Before you have a child for a man, make sure he's worth it. Make sure he's worth it. Make sure he's ready. Don't just do it because I just want to do it to keep him. That is a wrong reason for having or getting pregnant for a man. You are having a child to keep a man. Or oh, once I'm pregnant, will you marry me? Wrongest. I feel like that is the wrongest of all wrong, if that's a word, reason for you to get pregnant for a man, because you want to keep a man, or because he wants it, or because you feel like no. Make sure the man is worth it. Make sure financially is ready, mentally is ready to raise a child with you. If you want to have a family, make sure you yourself, you know what you're doing before you just get pregnant for them. Because if they were the one doing it, they won't just wait for any other girl. Trust me. You guys, what is your take on this video? Kindly share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mary David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.